All right, class, here we go. We're talking one-step equations today. If you were in my class last year as an 8th grader, you should have some memory of these, but I definitely don't expect you to be excellent at them yet, okay? But let's look at some examples. First example, if I have v minus 9 equals 14, okay? So one thing that I like to do to help keep things organized is I like to make some little dotted lines through my equal sign to separate the left side from the right side. Okay. The next thing I like to do is I want to figure out, identify where my variable is and then try to get it by itself. Okay, we call that isolating the variable. So I'm going to want to do something with this minus 9, try to get rid of it somehow so that it's just v equals a number. Because it's minus 9, I want to try to combine it with its like term, which is the thing on the other side, the 14. In order to move it to the opposite side, I need to do the opposite of its sign. So if it's minus 9, I'm going to say plus 9. Okay? In order to keep the equation balanced, I need to do the same thing on the left side as I do on the right side. So I'm adding 9 to both sides. Then I'm going to draw my line. The reason this works is because negative 9 and positive 9 add up to 0, which leaves me with v equals, and then 14 plus 9 is 23. So my answer is 23. Okay, I'm going to go quick, and if you need to pause and reset and go back and see that video again, you can always, or that first example again, you can always back it up. Okay, so I have u divided by 8 equals negative 4 is my second example. Okay, so again, we're looking at a dotted line. We're looking at our variable. And now you're saying, okay, we go u divided by 8. So I want to do the opposite of divide by 8. So I'm going to multiply by 8 on both sides. And in fact, on this side, I'm going to say 8 over 1, just so that I know that the 8 goes with the u and the 1 goes with the 8. Okay, don't get that confused. So I multiplied by 8 on the left side, so I'm going to multiply by 8 on the right side as well. Okay, so 8 on top and 8 on bottom sort of cross-reduce each other out as 1s, so it just leaves me with the letter u. On the right side, negative 4 times 8 is negative 32. Next example is similar, although it's going to throw in a negative, and it's going to move the variable off the fraction and over to the side. So I have negative 1/7 c equals 21. Okay, we can go with our dotted line again. That's a good habit. Here's my variable. I want to get rid of that negative 1/7, and it's negative 1/7 times c right now. Okay. And so what I'm really thinking is I need to divide by this fraction, okay? But when you divide by a fraction, what do? You probably know this from 6th grade or before, okay? If I'm going to divide by a fraction, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. Okay, so that means I'm going to go in here and say times negative 7 over 1. Negative 7, so negative 7. Okay, so if I have my equal sign, I have my two sides of my equation, I can say that negative 7 and negative 7 on the top and the bottom is going to turn into positive 1c. And on the right-hand side, I'm going to multiply negative 7 times 21, which is going to turn into a negative number. And it's going to be negative 147. All right, what else do we have here? All right, so this is going to look a lot like what we've been saying, but it's just enough different that I thought we should still cover it. So I have n over 8 equals another fraction. Okay, so up above here we had a similar situation, but it was equal to an integer. This time we have it equal to a whole, or equal to a fraction, and so that's just a tiny bit different. Before, we said we were doing n divided by 8, so we need to now multiply by 8. And I like that 8 over 1, and I especially like it over here because it keeps things a little more organized. So I'll get back to the right side here in a second. Let's finish up this left side. I have 8. That's going to turn into 8/8, which is just 1. So I'd have just 1 n. And then over here on the right side, I have 8 on top and 4 on bottom. So I could just multiply these straight across. -1 times 8 is -8. 4 times 1 on the bottom is 4, and that reduces to -2. Okay? I could have also looked at this and said, oh, we can cross-reduce here, cross-cancel some things, right? End up with -2 a different way. Okay, there's that. And then I want to throw one last example at you here. You know I'm going fast, trying to keep this video short for you. What if I have this? I have 4 times m equals 24, right? So I'm going to put in my dotted line. I'm going to circle my variable. I want to get rid of the 4. It's 4 times m. Opposite of multiplying by 4 is to divide by 4. Okay, so 4 divided by 4 is 1m, and 24 divided by 4 is 6. Okay? All right, thank you.